Hi friends, welcome to the kitchen. I've started most of my social media in order to encourage people to cook at home more, to show that it's not as complicated. And I do realize that some of the recipes look more daunting than others. This is why I wanted to take you on a journey of what I eat from Monday throughout to Friday on a work week, so you can see that it's really quite feasible. I do leverage batch cooking quite a bit, and I do cook a little bit here and there, cooking some really simple, really fast recipes throughout the week that will keep me nourished and that will keep me alive and with good energy levels. So if you're transitioning to a plant-based diet, if you're on a plant-based diet and looking for some inspiration, I hope this is going to be a good place for you. Let's go. One of my favorite breakfast variations since I was a kid is oats. Half a cup of whole grain oats. Of plant milk, I use soy milk. Soy milk is very creamy, as well as that it's rather high in protein. Speaking of protein, I really like this brand. Pea protein has actually shown a quite high absorption rate, which is very similar to whey protein. This particular protein has a very good breakdown of amino acids, and it gives you around 8 grams of protein per tablespoon. 1 full tablespoon of that. A touch of water so the porridge does not turn out to be too thick. I like sweetening anything with some mashed bananas. The riper they are, the more sweet they are. And I'm layering oats on top, following up with some toppings such as coconut flakes. Pumpkin seeds are one of my favorites because they are rather rich in iron and are not as calorie dense as nuts. Speaking of which, I like to add some walnuts because they also have some good omega-3s. Strawberries, I really do like strawberries. Vitamin C in them helps the iron from porridge as well as from pumpkin seeds absorb better. I've been seeing this cucumber salad all over Instagram these days. I absolutely love to make this spiral cucumbers and create marinade for them. I use this marinade afterwards as a sauce for rice. It makes it more flavorful. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a little bit of sesame seeds oil, but later on I stopped using sesame seeds oil. I just go in with some soy sauce, with some hot sauce, just like I'm doing it here, with a little bit of liquid garlic, or you can also use chopped garlic. The taste will be more pungent, of course, in that situation. I also like adding a little bit of sesame seeds and a little bit of chili flakes. It makes everything come together really nice, and I'm in love with this salad. It's spicy, it's crunchy, it doesn't taste like cucumbers, definitely not like cucumbers that I'm used to eating. This is so entertaining. Super crunchy. Watch this. Too good. And this sauce is really nice. My lunches are usually pretty similar and start with something that I cooked over the weekend. In this case, this is dal with some brown and wild rice. It's amazing with some parsley, coriander, or with some vegan yogurt. I'm also adding a little bit of the leftover sauce from the viral cucumbers so we can add a little bit more flavor to the rice. Instagram bell pepper de-seeding hack, which actually worked and it was quite simple to do. I love bell peppers to cook them with some mushrooms as well as just on their own. I like them charred a little bit in the oven, and this is one of the ways I like cooking them. It's quite low calorie, so it's perfect for dinner. Portobello mushrooms are just big white button mushrooms. They make a perfect addition to sandwiches. You can grill them. I also like to have some chickpeas on a side, and this makes for a very perfect dinner, very light, and leaves you satisfied. And this is the second day of oats. You can see that I like them quite a bit. Following up with some pea protein, cocoa powder, and some plant milk. I'm also adding the sweetener and some water. If you like your porridge to be less thick, do add a little bit more water. I would also like to add some pumpkin seeds just to boost the iron content in this meal. Half of a banana to make it sweet but less calorie dense, and I'm just trying to make the best out of it, adding a little bit of more sweetener. As you can see, my porridge on this day has turned out to be quite thick. You can follow up with any toppings that you like, so just enjoy. No rice, rather hungry, very delicious. Like, I will repeat it time and time again. It was so easy to make. Bon appetit. My workday meals are quite uncomplicated, and this dal is just one example. Some coconut yogurt here is super nice because it's sour and the dal taste is quite mellow. Using leftovers is often a good idea. I'm using some lettuce, some rice. This rice is actually a couple of days old, so I do not risk to reheat it. And I'm following up with the mushrooms left over from yesterday, some bell peppers and chickpeas, of course, and as well as some mustard. And here we have a wrap. You can also toast it, and it's going to be a little bit brown from the sides, but I'm just going in like that. Some after gym overnight oats. I'm experimenting with some oat recipes. I'm just a little bit tired of the porridge. This smells really nice. I hope it tastes as nice as it smells. As you can see, I messed up the layering a little bit, but I hope this does not influence the taste too much. So let's just again. Big breakfast, big spoon. You know what's missing? Salt is missing. People rarely mention that actually. Today I ordered some vegan cheese and I'm trying to melt it with some mushrooms and tomatoes. I'm adding a little bit of spinach to wilt it so you can absorb more nutrients from it. And look, it did melt. It was actually pretty good. Do not allow your mushrooms to release too much water if you're cooking it like that. And then you can pair it with some chickpeas or a little bit of sour yogurt, some greens and herbs, and this is going to be just amazing. The texture of this is so nice. It's very flavorful. Never regretted getting the cheese. I boiled the Brussels sprouts for around 10 minutes and roasted them with some smoked paprika and cumin in the oven for around 15 minutes. And as you can see, I did add some cheese. This is beautiful. This week I've gone all in with the replacement products for vegans. The future meat minced beef. Look at that. It does look like beef, but it doesn't taste like beef, I would tell you that. Let's have a look at the Nutri-Facts. It does have some iron, so it can bump it up if you would like some. I'm basically following instructions on the packaging. This went in really beautifully with some buckwheat, my friends, and with the freshness of a cucumber. A little bit of coconut yogurt, which is one of my recent favorite finds. Some days you're just in the office and you have to start your day with a smoothie and a little bit of a salad. It's actually pretty good and quite nutritious. Keeps me full for a while. I told you this is going to be a very realistic what I eat in a week. Here we have some black beans, some buckwheat, also from the batch cooking process, and I absolutely love these tomatoes. These are local tomatoes, locally grown, so they do have a lot of flavor when you buy them, as well as the cucumbers, very juicy, super nice. What's not visible here is some mock meat leftovers that I cooked for the previous dinner, something to add variety to your plant-based diet. If you have the means, if you're tired of beans, wow, that rhymed. And I just felt like making a tabbouleh inspired salad, some tomatoes, some cucumbers. The size of the dice matters. It's going to affect the texture, how much flavor it absorbs, and how it gets combined with other ingredients. That's as small as a dice. Couscous does not need a lot of time for preparation. It's quite processed wheat, so we can just boil it in hot water for around 5 minutes, then fluff it up and it's done. The typical tabbouleh requires a lot more parsley, but this is all the parsley that I had. The quarter tomatoes, a little bit of this and that, a little bit of garlic, adding some lemon juice, and that's going to make a perfect filling salad for you. This is one of those occasions when I'm using some oil. This is extra virgin oil. I don't think it's very necessary, although people might bash me for it. But if you don't want to use the oil, just skip it. You don't have to. I loved overnight oats, so I'm adding a little bit of blueberries into the mix. Pretty much the same recipe, some chia seeds, overnight oats, and granola. This is homemade granola with oats, some walnuts, and almonds, roasted with 2 tablespoons of maple syrup on 180 degrees for around 5 to 10 minutes. If you would have to buy it from outside, you'd pay a lot of monies. The bad boys. Seen them one time already. I'm actually obsessed. And this is a super fast lunch, which also comes from the meal prep. A little bit of quinoa, which is batch cooked, some black beans and a sweet potato, a little bit of mustard for the taste, and some greenery in there. Quite nutrient dense and low calorie dense. Some days are just like this, you just feel like having a takeaway. This is the best avocado toast I tried in Dubai, so bon appetit to me. And the best tofu wrap as well. My vitamin regimen used to be way more versatile, but these days I'm sticking to very simple things. HA is good for the brain, good for your cardiovascular system. I'm also taking some vitamin B12. I prefer to take smaller doses on a daily basis. And sometimes I'm also taking a little bit of vegan iron just on the days when I miss the mark.
Some veg cooking recipes can be found here and some easy vegan recipes can be found here, so go check them out. I see you there. Stay safe.